Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I feel like I'm more confused now than I was before. I feel like now it turns out that the woman that we saw at the end of one of the episodes, and we're thinking the whole time it's Lucy. And we're thinking today that we see this woman, crawl out and everything like that, and she managed to find a way from I guess the sewage or whatever it was to the boathouse. We're thinking the whole time it's Lucy. It's not Lucy. It's Holly. So now I'm like, all right. So what happened to Lucy? Now, I mean, granted, it makes sense. Okay, somebody got shot 3 or 4 times. They're not just gonna get up and start walking around and you know, I get that adrenaline can help you with a lot, but come on, seriously? Um, so at first it was Willow that found Holly, and Michael came in there, and eventually Robert and Dante, and I think somebody else. I don't remember also, but Holly's alive and she's returned. So again, the question is, where's Lucy? Now, there's one point in this episode where I guess like a drone was flown over Port Charles or whatever. They managed to get some footage of Lucy falling over. They actually got a video of the person who shot Lucy. And the first thing they say is, it's Anna. And I'm like, you guys do realize that Anna has a twin named Alex? Why would you automatically assume it was Anna? I'm if it's one thing if they didn't know that she had a twin, but they know that she has a twin. So I feel like they're going to be pointing towards Anna, and I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, even Victor was like, they're not even going to be worried about me because eventually the lawyer, his lawyer did come in, and the lawyer was like, yo, listen, I got nothing to worry about, right? And he was like, no, it's going to be cool. I got them focused on so many other things that's going on. They're gonna be busy for a while. Okay, they're not even gonna notice what I'm doing, pretty much. And I remember a subscriber was like, "Victor's gonna frame Anna." Now, of course, again, this would make sense if it wasn't public knowledge that she has a twin. But I have a feeling like this is the direction they're gonna go in. It's gonna make little to no sense, and we're all gonna be disappointed along the way. Olivia. As much as I don't like Nina, the fact that Olivia is actually the worst of the two in this scene is mind boggling. Okay, I get it. Nina did wrong by Sonny's family. And not just Carly and the kids and stuff like that, but Olivia and Dante and, their family. So I get that she has a grudge against her and stuff like that. But I'm like, boo, at the end of the day, business is business. And this is something that's clearly not getting through her tiny little brain because, you keep having this whole friction thing. The little arguments and stuff like that that you're having. Remember a while back, me and Brock TV both agreed that that dude that disrespected Nina deserved to be fired. Point blank, period. And hell, again, I don't even like Nina like that. And what this dude was doing was just out of line. But that's caused by this friction within the hotel staff of the two co-owners, the owners not getting along. And there's a lot of people that's loyal to Carly, and by extension, loyal to Olivia. And then there's Nina, the newcomer. And her her attitude and everything like that, it doesn't help. You would think that as a grown woman, she would understand that, but clearly, no. So they argue back and forth, and she leaves, and she gets to the house, right? Willow, Willow's not doing good. Michael is talking to Willow for a little bit, and they both go in the kitchen, and of course, not Carly, Michael and Ned get into it again about ELQ, Valentine, the whole family business. Now, this is just a typical Thursday, as far as the Quartermaines arguing and stuff like that. But Willow apparently is having pain or something like that, and Olivia comes in there, um, and eventually they stop because they see Willow's in distress or whatever, and Willow leaves, and Olivia's like, "See what you did?" I'm like, "Oh, this is a typical Tuesday for these people. Like, what are you talking about?" I mean, you're and like she's sitting there acting like she caused, they caused Willow to have pain or a panic attack or whatever was going on. I'm like, bro, when you marry into the Quartermaines, this is what you deal with. This is what you deal with. This chick is nag, okay? She's been just annoying, and it's just the party hasn't stopped with her. And like I said, Willow was the first person to discover Holly. She screams. She runs back to the boat. Back to the Q's place. Michael goes after. Michael wants to sit there and see what's going on. So he's like, "Yo, listen, I'm gonna take care of business." And of course, Olivia's like, "No, stop! Don't do it. Stay back." And she starts whining and nagging her usual crap. Um, they get to the boathouse. And they discover Holly, and eventually, they call Robert and XYZ, yada yada yada. Now Martin's there, and Martin blames Lucy. Martin blames Anna for this, for Lucy's either death or disappearance, just her being involved in this point. And of course, Anna's like, "Well, at the time the risk wasn't that high, and this, that, and the third." I'm like, Anna, just own up to your part in this, okay? Own up to your part in this. Now Martin is putting full blame on Anna, and I'm not going to do that. Okay, yeah, she was the catalyst that started this whole thing. Okay, she was the catalyst that started this whole thing. And you know what? I'll say this, and this is just me playing devil's advocate for a minute. Let's say that there was a point, in the beginning, Lucy was blackmailed into doing this, right? Lucy wanted to get out. Now, after I, my point of what I'm trying to say, because I don't know if I'm really explaining this too well. My point I'm trying to say is that she could have wanted to get out, and Anna would have been like, "All right, fine." And Victor still would have had his sights on her, even if she wanted to leave, and even if Anna was like, "Yeah, you can leave. This is a bad idea." So yeah, Lucy was stubborn and she wanted to stay, and X, Y, and Z happened. But Lucy could have left. Lucy could have left that whole situation, and Victor could have still retaliated against Lucy, and it still would have went back to Anna. So I'm blaming Lucy because she kept, she was just infuriating and she didn't want to leave. And so, yeah, part of me is putting that on Lucy, but, in reality, you know, it, things could have played out differently and it still would have wound up being Anna's fault. Now, Hot Daddy, aka Marshall, is there for Epiphany, and Epiphany is losing it. She's like, "Oh, if I fail, I'm going to blame you." And of course, after a full house moment, Epiphany realized that he's right. Portia's there to support her. So she goes, she starts taking this test. And I'm going to be honest, this was kind of a wasted of a scene. I know they have to sit there and stretch out time and everything like that, but I'm like, this seems kind of pointless. I'm not gonna lie. This seems a little bit pointless. I'm just gonna be honest. Um, Now another, well, I guess it was some point in this. There's a point where Curtis asks Sonny about, genetic counseling and is it a good idea if he should get it. And of course, Sonny was like, I didn't get it because I didn't want to know the outcome because I felt like I was going to be living in fear every day. Also, on a side note, I think people should check out Maurice Bernard's take on the whole Kanye West thing. I found it pretty interesting. I didn't talk about that in my live stream, and to be honest, I don't even know if I want to because I feel like I'm not qualified to actually talk about that stuff. And I feel like Maurice is because, he deals with bipolar and stuff like that. Anyway, he got some insight from Sonny, and towards the end of the episode, he tells Portia and Marshall that, he wants to take the test. Because it was a point where TJ did ask Curtis about, if they want to have children and stuff like that. And then there's a point when Nina comes up and she talks to TJ, and TJ's like, yo, listen, you need to kind of just leave things alone because it's none of your business. And of course, Nina's like, no, well, technically Michael and Willow are my business because of my grandchild and yada, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And it's like her excuse for acting like a Karen, pretty much. But, Nina's like, yo, listen, if there's not cheating going on, what is going on? Like, what's up? Of course, TJ doesn't get into it. He does sit there and send a couple of texts to Willow, like, yo, listen, is everything all right? Like, you good? And of course, Willow still hasn't told the truth about her diagnosis and everything like that. Because at this point, part of me, part of me wants to care. Part of me wants to care if nothing else, but for the fact that she's dealing with cancer. That's the part that of me that's invested because those are very gut wrenching stories. Okay. The other part of me is just like I'm so over Willow lying to Michael and about this whole cancer thing. I'm so beyond like there was a point where I used to sit there and get mad, be like, just tell them the damn truth. And now I'm just like, whatever. Like I don't care at this point. You know, people wondering if she's gonna live or die, and I'm like, well, listen, she's Michael's girlfriend, so Michael's track record with girlfriends. Anyone that stays on board with him for too long, that's what happens. You don't believe me? Look at the track record. Look at all his girlfriends, from the stripper to what was the last one? Oh, yeah, there was Nell, and then there was Kiki. And then there was another one, I forgot her name, Sabrina. Yeah, I think I kind of went through all of them. I mean, Sasha, then there's Sasha, but I don't know. Maybe she skipped the curse. Maybe she skipped the curse. I don't think about it. She's probably one of the very few to actually skip the curse. But I have a feeling like there's a good possibility that Sasha will want to going back with Michael. So she's not out of the woods yet. Just in case they decide to pair those two together. She ain't done yet. Just saying. I almost forgot about the Rory and Trina scene. I almost forgot about it because it seemed like it just kind of. I don't want to say it came out of nowhere. I don't want to say it came out of nowhere, but it just seemed like it was not really fully necessary. I mean, Trina came to see Rory about the trip and like, hey, you ready to go? And if you're not, I understand. And Rory's like, oh, you seem like you're ready to back out, like, really quickly and stuff like that. So they do this whole back and forth thing well, Trina wants to go. She doesn't want to go. She's not in comic books, but she wants to go because she wants to be into it because he's into it, and you know he took an interest in her stuff. Now she wants to take an interest in his stuff, and so she decides to go. But then she has this look on her face like she really didn't want to go, and I'm just like, girl, you are exhausting me. The whole time I'm just like, bro, do you want to go or not? Like, why is this so much of an issue? It seems so unnecessary. Oh my goodness. I mean, hell, even, well, honestly, to tell you the truth, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. I just don't really understand. Like, if you don't want to go, just say you don't want to go. If he's not going to understand or be patient or get it, then that's cool. Like, y'all could just separate. It seems so dumb. That's what they did for like at least a good maybe 12 minutes, give or take. Seem again pointless. I feel like that's about it. I also did this video twice, so I'm pretty sure I missed a part or two. Um, I didn't like how the first one came out. I also cursed in it, and it's not you can't really monetize your videos if you curse in it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just. I think it was like 7 minutes in. I was like, let me just redo this again. Um, so I apologize if I actually missed something, but I think I kind of got the majority of the episode. It was okay. I mean, you. The only thing that's actually of importance is that Holly's back. Everything else is just very mundane. Also, oh no, that's not true. Also, Alex coming back into the show because we know that Anna didn't shoot. We know that Anna didn't shoot Lucy, so it's obviously it's Alex. Um, I don't understand why Anna actually thought that Alex was dead. I don't get that. You didn't see a body. You just assume that she's dead. It's just kind of dumb. Um, yeah, it was just stupid. Anyway, I feel like that's about it for the most part. I don't think I missed out on too many details. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.